Good afternoon, students. Today's our subject is cost and management accounting and topic is standard costing. So we'll start with the introduction. The word standard simply means some norm, specification or target. It gives a reference point, benchmark, model or yardstick for comparison. In standard cost are part of cost accounting system whereby standard cost is incorporated directly and formally into the manufacturing accounts. It is divided into two major parts. First is historical cost and second one is predetermined cost. Historical cost means the actual cost or the past cost, and historical costing is a system in which actual cost incurred in the past are determined. So in standard costing, it simply means when we have to set some norms, specification, or we have some target, and it gives a reference point, benchmark, and the model, the yardstick for the comparison with the past cost accounting with the present cost accounting system. So it has divided into two major parts: historical cost and the predetermined cost. Historical cost means the actual cost or the past cost, the historical system, and in which the actual cost incurred in the past are determined. Standard costing is a technique which uses standards for cost and revenue for the purpose of control through variance analysis. Here, standards are performance expectations. Standard costing aims at eliminating the waste and increasing efficiency in operation through setting up the standard for production cost and the production performance. In standard costing technique that are used for the standard for the cost and the revenue for purpose of the control through the variance analysis, and the standard are the performance expectation. Standard costing is it has first aims to eliminating the waste and increasing the efficiency in the operation of the organization and setting up the standard for the production cost and the production performance. In short, standard costing is a control device, not a separate method for product costing. It can be used with any method of product costing, job costing, and the process costing. So now come to the meaning of the standard costing. The word standard means a norm or a criterion. Standard cost is thus a criterion cost which may be used as a yardstick to measure the efficiency with which actual cost has been incurred. There is a constant process of development effected in business through the help of standard costing method. Since the standard cost set are the sensible, capable of being attained and are revised from time to time in accord with the needs and requirement of the business enterprise. So in standard costing, we have to set the some criteria, some norms, some target, and the standard costing is thus a criterion cost which may be used for the yardstick. Yardstick is also known as where we have to measure the efficiency and where we have to measure the actual cost and comparison between the actual cost with the past cost or the standard cost. So there is a constant process of development effected in business through the help of standard costing and method, since the standard cost set are in the sensible, capable of being attained and revised from time to time. So standard cost is a figure which represents an amount that can be taken in a typical of the cost or an article or other cost factor. It is established on the basis of planned operations and planned cost efficiency level and expected capacity utilization. Standard cost is a figure which these figures are represent the amount, the cost of article and the cost of the other factors, and these are all the basis of planned operations and planned cost efficiency level and expected capacity utilization. We have to utilize full utilization of the resources and minimization of the cost. Standard costing is a predetermined calculation of the presumed cost under the specified condition. It is built up from an assessment of the value of cost elements. It correlates technical specification of material, labor, and the other cost to the price or wage rate which have occurred during the period in which the standard cost is to be determined. So it is a predetermined cost or a predetermined calculation for the cost, and under the specified condition, it correlates the technical specification which are material, labor, and the other cost factor of the prices and the wages rate have been occurred during the period. So these are all determined under the standard cost. So standard cost is a predetermined cost which is calculated for the management standard of efficient operation and relevant necessary expenditure. A standard cost is a predetermined cost which determines what each product or service should cost under the given circumstances. So in this standard, we have to set the some standards at the predetermined cost, and these determines is set on the basis what each product or service should cost under these given circumstances. A standard costing system is a method of cost accounting in which standard costs are used in recording certain transaction, and the actual costs are compared with the standard cost to learn amount and reason for variation from the standard. In standard costing, it is a method of cost accounting in which the standard cost is used for the recording the certain transaction, and after that we have to compare the actual cost with the standard cost, and we have to learn the amount or reason for that variations in the standard. Standard costing involves the preparation of cost based on predetermined standards and continuous comparison of actual with them for the purpose of guidance and the control. So as we read the earlier, here we have to comparison the standard cost and the actual cost with the purpose of guidance and the control the cost. So now come to the historical costing. The term historical cost is also known as the actual cost. It means of this cost suggests the actual cost of the product which have been incurred in their production. So historical cost is also known as the actual cost, and this is known as the actual cost or the historical cost of the product. The experts maintain that the production of product, the expenses like material, labor, overhead, etc., should be paid first, and then they should be recorded in books. The production of the product and the expenses like material, labor, and overhead we have to pay first, and then we have to record it in the books of accounts. So these total expenses are called historical cost or the past cost. The figures relating to the cost obtained at the end of the production process and may have some definite value in rectifying past practices if they are properly analyzed. So there are some figures relating to the cost, and we have to obtain end of the production process. So they have to define the value and in rectifying the past practices if they are properly analyzed. Now come to the advantages of the cost accounting. Sorry, standard costing. The first point is proper planning. It helps to apply the principle of management by expectation. This is the management need not worry over those activities which proceed in 10-man plan, and it is only on the issues of the expectation that they have to concentrate. The proper planning, when we have to plan all the activities which are going in the organization, we planned for all these activities, and if there is only one only on the issues of expectation that they have to be concentrate. If there is any issues is arising due to the planning, then we have to concentrate on that particular activity, and we have to rectify these problems. Efficient cost control. Standard costing is a tool for the management to gain reduction in the cost and the control over it. In standard costing, it is a tool for the management to gain reduction and in the cost and to control over it. And under this technique, differences are analyzed and responsibilities are determined. So we have to determine the responsibilities, and we have to analyze the cost also. We have to minimize the cost and maximize the efficiency in the organization. Now come to the third point, the motivational factor. Labor efficiency is prompted and they are destined to be cost conscious. Standard provide incentives and motivation to work with greater effort. This increase the efficiency and the productivity. So according to motivational factors, labor efficiency is promoted and the standard provide incentives and motivation to work with the greater effort. If organization or a employer is given to his employees the incentives and motivation to time, and this motivation and incentives is increases efficiency and productivity in the organization. So now come to the next point, comparison of forecasting and outcome. A target of efficiency is set for the employees and the cost consciousness is stimulated. In comparison of forecasting and outcome, there we have to set the target. So firstly, we have to set the target objective and then we have to predetermine plan. So these target are count the efficiency in set for the employees and the cost consciousness is stimulated since the process of standard costing allow an appraisal to be made for personnel, the machines, and the method of working. Current inefficiencies come to the notice and get eliminated. So these are the process of the standard costing where we have to allow the appraisal to be made of personnel, the machines and method of working. Now we have to check the process the to appraisal all the process of personnel's machines and method of working in the organization current inefficiencies and come to the notice and get eliminated from the organization. Inventory control. Standard costing facilitates inventory control and simplifies inventory valuations. This ensures uniform pricing of cost in the form of raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. So inventory control is also known as the stock control, where we have to control our stock. The standard costing facilitates inventory control and simplify inventory valuations. This ensures the uniform pricing of the stock. We have to set the same price for the stock in the form of raw material, work in progress, and the finished goods. So we have to divide our stock into three categories. First is the raw material, second one is work in progress, and third one is the finished good. Then we have to set these pricing, uniform pricing for the cost. Now come to the point number 6, economical system. Standard costing system is economical system from the viewpoint that it does not require detailed record. It also does not require a big staff. It results in the reduction in paperwork in accounting and needs a very few records. Then there is saving of time as well as the money. In economical system, standard costing system is a very economical system, very cheap system from the viewpoint that it does not require detailed records. So it also does not require a very big staff and it results in the reduction in paperwork in accounting. So because every work is done by the computerized and need a very few records, thus there is a saving of time as well as the money. Now come to the point number 7, helpful in budgeting. Budgets are prepared on the basis of standard costing, standard which are set up in respect of material, labor, and overhead. Standard costing is also helpful in budgeting because budgeting are prepared on the basis of standard costing and which standards are set up in respect of material, labor, and the overhead are helpful in preparing various budgets. For example, flexible budget and the sales budget. So we have to maintain the budgets at the beginning of the year. So we have to predetermine or pre-plan the objective and target for that budgeting. So on the basis of the standard costing, we have planned these budgeting. We have to maintain the budget proper for the material, the labor, and the overhead, and which helpful we have to prepare the various budget, and the budgets are flexible budget, the sale budget, etc. Now come to the point number 8, helps formulate policies. This technique is a valuable aid to the management in determining prices and formulating production policies. Standard costing equips cost estimates while planning the production of new products. So it also helps to formulate the policies. This technique is valuable aid to the management. So firstly, we have to formulate the policies, which policies and methods are conducting or follow in the organization. So valuable aid for the management in determining the prices and formulating production policies. So standard costing equip cost estimates while planning the production for the new product. So these policies are very helpful when we have to plan or estimate the production of new product in the organization. We have to change
इस
some
पास से लाओ सरिया इधरों करके सरिया ला दिया ब्लैक जी
helps distinguish activities. So standard costing helps in distinguish between skilled and unskilled activities. So the skilled worker only pays attention to improving the activity of the unskilled worker. So with the help of distinguished activities, standard costing help in distinguish between the skilled and unskilled activities. So standard costing also helps in both the activities, the skilled and unskilled activities. So the skilled worker only pays attention to improving the activities of the unskilled worker. Eliminates wastage through fixing standards. Certain waste such as material waste, idle time, lost machine hour, etc. are to be reduced. When we have to eliminate the wastages, so such kind of wastages are material waste, idle time, lost machine hours are to be reduced, and through fixing standards. So this is all about your advantages. Now we have to discuss limitations of standard costing. So the first point of the standard costing is costly system. Because the standard costing require highly skillful and competent personnel, it becomes a costly system too. For the same expert are paid high remuneration. As we know, the standard costing system, we have to require the skillful and the competent personnel, competent employee in the organization. It becomes a costly system too. For the same expert are paid too high remuneration. We have to pay the high salary and the high wages to the experts to appoint for the standard costing. Difficulties in fixation of standard. It is always difficult to determine precise standard cost in a given situation, which will coincide with actual cost when operations are over. So difficulty in the fixation of standard, when we have to face some difficulty to fixation some standard to budget the too helpful in the budgeting. It also difficult to determine the precise standard to cost in the given situation, which will coincide with the actual costing when operations are over. The standard costing are determined partly by the past experience and partly by the cost projections based on advanced and statistical technique. So in standard costing, we have to determine the partly by the past experience and partly by the cost projection based. So there are the advanced statistical techniques also used. So thus uncertainties revolve around the standards. Point number 3, constraint for service industry. Some standard costing is applied for planning and controlling manufacturing cost. Thus it cannot be applied in a service industry. So according to the standard costing, it is applied for the planning and controlling the manufacturing cost. So it is thus it cannot be applied in a service industry. Now come to the point number 4, the consistency of the standard. Because the standard of the marginal costing fluctuate and vary time to time, there is some loss of consistency. There is no kind of consistency of the standard costing because of the marginal costing have to fluctuate and vary from time to time, and it is difficult to always sustain and continue the same standard, and we have to uniform the uniform set of standards through the every year. So this is also the limitation for the standard costing. unsuitable for non-standardized product. Standard costing is expensive and unsuitable for job manufacturing industries, and they have the manufacture non-standardized products such as catering, tailoring, and printing. So relatively fixed standard, a business may not be able to keep standards up to date. In other words, a business may not revise standard to keep pace with the frequent changes in the manufacturing condition. Firms may avoid revising standard as it is the costly affair. So relatively fixed standard, there are some fixed standard in the standard costing, and the business may have to able to keep the standards up to date. Business are not able to keep all the standards on all the activities to keep up to date. In other words, a business may not revise standard to keep the pace with the frequent changes in the manufacturing condition. So this is also count in the limitations of the standard costing. Firm may avoid revising standard and it is a costly affair. So now come to the point number 7. Difficulties for small industries. Establishment of standards and their implementation involve initial high cost. Standards have to be revised and new standards to be fixed involving larger cost. Thus, small firms find it expensive and to operate the standard costing system. The system is not fit for each type of the industries. In difficulties for the small industries, there are some difficulties to face the small industries. Establishment of the standards and their implementation involve the very high cost. So standards have to be revised and new standards to be fixed involving the larger cost. So there are some standards we have to be revised and to fix the new standards according to time, and the small firm find it very expensive to operate the standard costing system. This system is not fit for the each every type of the industries. Now come to the point number 8, discouragement for workers. Sometimes the employee and workers are discouraged when the standards are fixed at a high level. The unreal high standards are adverse by affect the morale of the worker rather than working as an incentive for better efficiency. So why discouragement of the workers? Sometimes the employee and the workers are discouraged when the standards are fixed at a high level. So the unreal high standards may adverse the effect for the morale of the worker rather than they working as the incentive for the better efficiency. Inaccurate diverse result. Inaccurate and unreliable standard cause misleading result and thus may not enjoy the confidence of the user of the system. So inaccurate diverse result, there are some in standard costing, there are some result are inaccurate and unreliable standards, and that leads to misleading results and they may not enjoy the confidence for the user of this system. So this is all about your limitations of standard costing. Now there is objectives of standard costing. To institute a control mechanism on all the elements of the cost and affect production and sale. So the first objective is we have to institute the control mechanism. We have to control all the activities which are going in the business and all the elements of the cost that affect the production and the sale. We have to control all the elements of the cost and that cost which affect the production and the sale of the organization. To measure different operational efficiencies and to check out the wastages. So the second objective is we have to measure the different operational efficiencies in the organization and also to measure and to check out the wastages in the organization. To improve the delegation of authority and to generate a sense of responsibility among the employees. So we have to improve the delegation of the authority and to generate the sense of responsibility through the employees. So every employee should be responsible for the each and every task is given to his or her. To develop a cost consciousness in the employees. So in the mind of employees, we have to develop some cost consciousness in the employees, so they don't have the wastages, and to avoid wastages in the organization, to presume the cost, production cost, sales and profit. So we have to presume the production cost, the sales and the profit in the organization. To avail the benefits of management by expectation, we have to avail the benefits by the management by expectation. And point number 7, to bring about a vivid progressive vision and sagacious decision making at each managerial level. So we have to bring out the progressive vision, and always we have to make decision at the managerial level, so that we can achieve the objectives and the profit of the organization. Now come to the preliminaries of establishment of standard cost system. So there are 4 following points are usually considered for the setting up standard cost system in the business. The first point is setting up cost center. The second is classification of accounts. The third point is types of standards, and the fourth is setting the standards. So these are the 4 points. So let's start with the very first, setting up cost center. Introducing standard cost system, it requires first of all to establish the cost center with their well-designed ambit of work. In the process, there should be no ambiguity about the responsibility of each cost center, so that their responsibility may be identified. A cost center is a location, people, or item of equipments for the cost may be ascertained and used for the purpose of the cost control. In the setting up of the cost center, we have to set the cost and to establish the well-designed work in the work environment in the organization. In the process, there should be no ambiguity about the responsibility of the each cost center. So everybody has to know their responsibility regarding the cost center, and their responsibility may be identified. A cost center is a location, it may be a people or item for the equipment for any cost, and may be ascertained and used for the purpose of the cost control. So why we have to setting up the cost center? This may be used for the purpose of cost control. Point number 2, classification of accounts. Accounts are classified in order to assist collection and analysis. To use the system of standard costing efficiently, all accounts have to be classified on the basis of their functions, items of revenue nature, assets and liabilities, etc. Codes are given for each item and each account along with elements of the cost. With this end in view, codes may be used, and a code is a symbolic representation of any particular item of the information. So now we have to classify all the accounts, the purchase account, the sale account, and the material for the labor and the overhead. So we have to maintain all the accounts book differently, and classify to assist collection and analyzes the accounts. We have to use the system of standard costing efficiently. All the accounts have to be classified on their basis of their functions, the item of the revenue nature, the asset and the liability are mentioned in that accounts. So codes are given for each item and each account along with the element of the cost. So every accounts or every function which are going in the organization, we have to assign a different codes for the each item and the each account along with the element of the cost. So a code is a symbolic presentation for every particular item of the information. For example, so direct material are recorded in 1 to 19, direct labor are recorded in 20 to 29, direct expenses are recorded 30 to 39, indirect expenses 40 to 49, indirect labor 50 to 59, and the indirect expenses 60 to 69. So now we have to given code to all the symbolic representation, and this is a particular item of the information. Now come to the third point, the types of standard. Basically, there are 2 types of standard, the current standard and the basic standard. So we start with the current standard. It is established for the use over a diminutive period of time and is related to the current circumstances. Such a standard remains in operation for a limited period and belong to the current condition. These standards are revised at the regular intervals. The current standard are of the three types, like the ideal standards, the expected standard, and the normal standards. In the current standard, we have to maintain, and such standards remain in the operation. We have to maintain all the standards, and all the books of accounts are up to date, and it remains operation for a limited period and belong to the current condition. So we have to maintain these standards are and revised at the regular interval. And these standards are in like three types: the ideal standard, the expected, and the normal standards. Now come to the basic standards. This is a standard which is established for use unaltered for an indefinite time. It is similar to an index number against which all the results are measured. Variances from the basic standard show trends of deviations of the actual cost. However, basic standards are no practical utility from the view of point of cost control and the cost ascertainment. This standard is set a long-term basis and are seldom revised. So basic standard are this standard which is established for the use of unaltered and the indefinite time. So it is similar to the index number against which all the results are measured. So this is the basic standard. Invariances from basic standard shows the trend of the deviation of the actual. However, these basic standards are no practical utility, and from the view of point and the cost control and the cost attainment, this standard is set a long-term basis and are seldom revised. Now come to the point number 4, setting the standard. The process of setting the standard is a valuable activity in itself. The success of standard costing system depends upon the reliability, accuracy, and acceptance of the standard. If standards have been properly set and maintained, they are a sound basis for determining the cost on the various purposes. While setting the standard, the following points should be taken into consideration. And these points are: duration of use of standard. We have to measure the duration to use of standards to reasonable standard for the performance, and level of the activity we have to measure and setting the standard for these. For the given unit standard, set for the following items are: the direct material cost, direct wage cost, direct expenses, factory variable overhead cost, selling and distribution variable cost, selling prices, and sales margin are also given under the setting for the standard. So this is a sample of the standard cost card and the sheet format. So here is the element of the cost, the quantity, the amounts, and the standard cost. So first of all, the direct material, the material X and the material Y, number of units 10 and 20. So here is amount is ₹5 and the 10. So there is a standard cost is 20 for the material, 50 for the material X, and the 200 standard cost for the material Y. So there is a total quantity is 30 units and the standard cost is 250. Now we have to less normal wastages at 10% with units number of quantity, the 5 units and the scrap unit ₹50. Normal output, the unit number 25, the direct labor 10 hours, amount ₹2, and the standard cost is ₹20. Overhead, the variable overhead and the fixed overhead, the 10 hours and 10 hours, both the variable for the fixed, and the amount for variable ₹1 and the amount for the fixed for the ₹2. And when we have to multiply it with this, there is a 10 standard cost and there is a 20 standard cost. Now we have to calculate the total cost with the 250. Now we have to add the profit of the 10% on cost. The sale price is 275. So this is all about the pro forma of the standard cost. Thank you.